So, Professor, this is my presentation about the fatigue among the 14 CFR Part 135 operations for the International Aviation Human Factors Conference. The 14 CFR Code of Federal Regulations Part 135 operations. This Part 135 applied to commuters and on-demand air carriers. For a pilot, fatigue is an occupational hazard. On-demand operations are sometimes linked to hard work conditions for pilots, such as long-term workdays, sometimes exceeding the maximum allowed duty by regulation. Violating circadian rhythmicity reduces sleep time and a continuous jet lag disorder due to the flying between different time zones. Accident statistics report from pilots themselves and operational flight studies all show that fatigue is a clear concern within aviation operations. There is 5 different types of fatigue. The acute fatigue is caused by a recent loss of sleep. Chronic fatigue is caused by not having enough sleep for multiple days in a row. The circadian is caused by reduced human performance during a person's circadian load. Cumulative fatigue is brought on by repeated mild sleep restrictions or extended hours awake over a series of days. And finally, the transient fatigue is acute fatigue brought on by extreme sleep deprivation or extended hours awake within a couple of days. Fatigue can manifest itself in a variety of ways. Signs of fatigue include the degraded performance, such as making multiple mistakes or taking an unusually long time to perform a normal task. And we have the reduced attention time or memory loss, such as not remembering if a flight received a clearance to land. Then we have the loss of situational awareness. This will often lead to errors in judgment and increase in reaction time, which is the last one. This situation may be recognized by another crew member before it is noticed by the affected pilot. This is my study guide. We're going to first go into the confidentiality agreement. We're going to make some interviews. Then we're going to conduct a behavioral observation. And finally, an analysis of the results. Confidentiality agreement or confidential interviews. This is an essential step to assure the pilots that all the responses and opinions given will remain anonymous. Also to explain that the only purpose of the research is to bring better working conditions and to keep the flying operation as safe as possible. Second, we have the interviews. In this step, the pilots will receive a complete explanation about the way these interviews are going to be conducted, emphasizing on the anonymity and voluntarism of the interview. It is also important to find a safe place that can assure that anonymity. Behavioral observation. Piloting an aircraft requires the application of human behaviors to achieve a goal, which is always safe and efficient flights. These are 3 principal piloting behaviors: the skill-based behaviors, the rule-based behaviors, and the knowledge-based behaviors. Finally, we're going to analyze the collected information, including all the interviews, the archives, the observation, the analysis, and finally the presentation of the outcomes or results. Results. The final outcome from this research is going to help the 14 CFR 135 companies to understand the physiological factors and to improve pilot working conditions in relation with the fatigue, improving safety, performance, and productivity, and developing effective fatigue management strategies to counter it. These are the references I use for my research. Thank you very much. Have a great day.